Welcome back, students, to the class of history. This is your chapter number 3 of history, class 6. The name of the chapter is From Gathering to Growing Food. Before starting the chapter, as we all have done in the earlier chapter as well, or in the previous classes also, that first we will read or see the mind map of the chapter, that what are the things we are going to learn in this chapter and what are the things that you must be knowing at the end of this chapter. So mainly 7 things we are going to know in this chapter. Number 1, varieties of food. Number 2, the beginning of farming and herding. Number 3, a new way of life. Number 4, storing animals. Number 5, finding out about first farmers and herders. Number 6, towards a settled life. And in the last, we will see some of the sites like Mehergarh and Daujuli heading. So this was the mind map of the chapter. Varieties of food. This is the first topic that we are going to see. So in the picture also you can see there are a number of varieties, different kinds of fruits and vegetables, cereal, dal and pulses, all are there in the picture, just to give a view of the varieties that are available in today's time. But we will know in this chapter about the varieties of food that the early humans used to have at that time. So students, we eat so many varieties of food, so many variety of cuisines. Cuisines means food or dishes, different types of dishes today, like Indian. In Indian also there are many varieties, Punjabi, Rajasthani, Bengali, like that. Chinese, Italian, continental, and there are many more cuisines available all over the world also, and at the regional level also. Are these varieties of food are also available to early humans at that time? The question is that. And if not, what are the varieties of food they used to eat at that time? Students, we know that different varieties of foods are grown in different climatic conditions. Means for different food or different types of crop, different climatic conditions is needed. Just for example, rice. We will take the example of rice and wheat. While doing the cultivation of rice requires more water is needed while cultivating rice. Whereas if we talk about wheat and cereals like barley, they too need water, but as compared to rice, they need less water. And it is just because of the climatic conditions we are having that the rice is grown in some area, whereas wheat is grown in other areas. All the crops do not grow in the same area, as we all know, or all the fruits do not grow in the same area. It grows at different places depending upon different climatic conditions that we are having. Same is the case with the animals. Animals like sheep, goat can easily survive on hilly or mountainous belts or regions or areas, whereas the cattle don't. In cattle, cows and buffaloes comes in the category of cattle. So sheep and goats can easily survive on the mountainous or hilly regions, whereas cattle can not. The best place or best suited place for the survival of cattle is the plains area, the area in which we are living. Everywhere there are fields, no mountains, no deserts, no plateau. It is only the complete fertile plain areas. So it is best suited for the cattle. Hence, the variety of food eaten by early humans are also depends on the area in which they are living. So people living in different areas today also, if we talk about that, people living in different areas are eating different varieties of food. It is not that we are eating rice, pulses, vegetables in our area. So the people who all are living in far off places or mountainous regions or in other countries are also eating rice, dal and vegetables or pulses. Why? Because because of the different climatic conditions at different places, different type of fooding habits is needed in order to just keep the body warm. So this is the second topic of this chapter, the beginning of farming and herding. Till now we had known about the varieties of food. So with the help of picture I have tried to give you an idea how the early men used to cultivate their field in the older times or in the ancient times, and how they started keeping pet animals. In the picture also you can see the different cattle and pet animals which were used by the early men, or which were tamed. Tamed means which were taken care of. So as the time was changing, that we had done in the second chapter, that the Paleolithic era means time, that the Paleolithic age was moving, means going, and the new age was entirely developing, coming, that is called the Mesolithic era, was at its beginning. And this is the time when farming and herding also started. Around 12,000 years ago, as we all know, that the climate was getting warmer, because in Paleolithic era the climate was bit too cold. But as the Paleolithic era is shifting to Mesolithic age, so Mesolithic age was a bit warmer, or is having a warmer climate as compared to Paleolithic age. So we know that the climate was changing and getting warmer, and this led to the growth of various plants and animals, especially the grasslands, which is suitable for taming pet animals and cattle as well, because grass is the favorite food for these pet animals. So the early humans, and how the now the question is that how the early humans started recognizing which plant to grow and which plant not to. So the early humans must have observed students that how plants grow and how the seed comes out, and further how it grows into a entirely new plant. So this is done, or this depends on the observation they must have observed for, and it is not so that they had observed it for a day or a two, means a long observation has been done by them, and finally they came to know about the wild plants, whereas which plants to grow, or which plant will bear the crop that is edible, that is proper to eat, who all are wild animals and who all are pet animals, whose nature is gentle, whose nature is wild. So through continuous observation they must have known as the time has passed by. So in this manner they must have known about the other plants too, not only rice, wheat and barley, other plants too. This helped them to go further from a life of hunter and gatherers to a settled life. What does this means? Earlier, as we all know, that when the human civilization started, the early people were mostly living in forest. They were nomadic in nature, because they move from one place to another in search of food, water and shelter. And they were, by occupation, they were mostly hunters and gatherers, because at that time they are not knowing the art of growing crops. But now they had known which plants to grow, which plants to be domesticated or tamed, which not to, and now they had also started leading a settled life. So now they are no more hunter and gatherers, and hence they came to be called as farmers. They were also protecting their plants. It is not so that they had planted some crops, and when the season ripening season will come, the crops will be ready automatically and they will go and pluck the crops, or go and harvest the crops and eat. while doing the agriculture, while doing the cultivation, or while herding the animal, or while taming animals, or keeping pet animals with them, it is also needed that some protection must be given to the plants and the pet animals as well. So, and a lot of process is involved in planting a crop. Many unwanted grass that grows regularly, they had to be cleared off from the ground so that there is a proper growth of the plant with large size grains. And to protect the wild and protect the pet animals from wild animals, because they are very gentle in nature. So not only do they do the agriculture, but they also protect their plants from birds, insects and wild animals. Apart from plants, they also started taming animals. Taming animals means keeping pet animals with them, as we all today also we keep pets at home. So they started taming animals along with the agriculture or farming, and which was also safe for them, and they used to tame animals for their own protection also. And they used to mainly in the starting they used to tame pet animals like pigs, goats, cattle, cows, buffaloes and horses, and all these animals are really gentle in nature. They also started attracting animals. And how do they started rearing animals? In order to rear animal in the starting, they must have attracted those animals towards them or towards their houses. Now also you can see that if we give a piece of bread or a piece of chapati to a street dog who lives nearby our house, what happens? The dog or the bird, whoever is so, makes the develop a habit. Every day they starts coming because they are knowing that something to be eaten will be offered by the by that person. So early human also followed the same technique. Say they also started attracting. Sorry, we are also following the techniques that were used by early humans. So early humans used to attract animals by giving them food nearby their houses, and they also protected, like plants also, they also protected their pet animals from wild animals too, and hence they are, or hence they came to be called as herders, because they protect the pet animals, they grow they take good care of them, and these are the some of the responsibilities of herders. So they are also came to be known as herders also. As you already know, they had started living a settled life. Now they cannot move from one place to another at all, because they have to protect their plants also from birds, insects and wild animals, whereas they had to protect their pet animals also from the attacks of wild animal. And after living a settled life, and after they started leading a settled life, later on they started domestication. In this chapter, this topic is very much very important from the chapter's point of view, that what is domestication. Later on, after leading settled life, they started domestication. But first we will understand what is domestication. So domestication is a process in which people grow plants. Domestication is a process in which people grow plants and look after animals, and the entire process is known as domestication. Looking after growing plants and looking after animal, the entire process is called as domestication. Very often students, plants and animal that are protected or tamed by the people is different from wild plants and animals. Means the early men do not grow any plant, or do not tame or protect any animal. They have, by that time, the idea has been developed in their mind through continuous observation of plants and animals, that which plant to grow and which not to, which animals are gentle in nature to keep for their use, and which are the wild animals. Plants which yield means gives. Plants which yield or gives them good produce in a good number of quantity, and animals that are of gentle in nature, kind in nature, like sheep, goats. You will see generally these are the animals which are very gentle in nature, etc. And do you know which animal was tamed by the early people, or which animal was domesticated by the early humans for the first time? In your book, it is told that wild ancestor of dog means some like dog only, because the wild ancestor of dog also part of a dog family. So the early humans, the first animal that they tamed is the dog. Later on, they started taming sheep, pigs, goats, and various cattle as well. And the first plant that the early humans started growing, that these things we are discussing from the first chapter only, that the first plant or crop to be grown by the early humans are wheat and barley, rice later on. So this was the topic. First topic, varieties of food, and the second topic, the beginning of farming and herding. So this is the end of the topic. Hope you have understood the chapter well. Thank you.